Welcome to Circle of Hearts Radio. Journey with Grandmother Allayah as she enters her magical world of relics, sacred sites, and ancient crystal skulls. Meet with exciting trailblazer authors and individuals shifting the consciousness of humanity. Send her your questions to be answered on air on her monthly segment, Ask the Oracle. And now your host, Grandmother Allayah, in the sanctuary on the airwaves on OMTimes Radio.
Welcome to Circle of Hearts Radio. I am Allayah, and welcome to my sanctuary here. Today I have a really good friend that, again, Spirit has helped me reconnect to. And I say this of everybody because it really does happen. I didn't know her before, not in this life. And I'm, searching around. Well, that's how I work. I'm on the computer and it says, look here, look there. And I look and then it's like, okay. And this is how I met Essence. And we reconnected briefly, and it was about our favorite subject, dragons. And then we lost touch, and then she got back to me and I said, oh, okay. And we really had a nice, chat one day on Skype and go, this is cool. We have to bring, the dragon energy is really coming up again. So, she's a very multi-talented woman. Blows my mind. She's a spiritual growth guide, an awakening facilitator, a master Metatronic numerologist, a Reiki master teacher, an Akashic record reader, past life regressionist, and an all-around great person. So here she is. And I don't know if I'm going to get her name right. I was practicing before the show. Essence Katheras. Did I get it right?
That is very good, Allayah. Essence Katheras, yes. Yes, thank you. It's so good to be here, talking to you again.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this because
I've
been feeling the dragon energy. And it was a few months ago, we decided, okay, we'll start about dragons. And, we set the date and she goes, the 8th would be perfect. But since that's a Saturday, no, we got the 9th.
Just as perfect.
Oh, yeah, no, believe me, I'm still reeling from this issue. And how it came about, last week I put, her link onto the show. I was telling her this before the show. And I heard, it would be really cool to find a picture of a dragon. So I'm sitting there and I hear her, I'm here. I'm going, okay, this is how my brain works. You're here. It says, go to such and such a site and look at the photos, which I did. And I came up with this beautiful mini video of this little black dragon blowing smoke hearts to a human being. And I go, oh, this is really cool. I got to put this on. And she goes, I'm Sweet Pea. Okay, I heard the name. I got this thing. I go, this is
and she is a sweet pea.
She is so adorable. I think I've had more shares of that picture than anything else.
Yes.
And I didn't, since I had the OMTimes page set up, it's not something I could have added, because if I could have, believe me, she would have been on there. And she goes, I'm an ambassador. I'm, of a multi-dimensional or multi-universal system. And she goes, we're here to have you explain what the dragon energy is. Because in this reality, we always go fact, fiction. Is this something made up? Is this a new agey channel thing?
Yeah.
But in talking with Essence, we're going, this has been in cultures all over the world, dragons. And, scientists say, oh, well, maybe prehistoric reptiles, flying reptiles were there. But I don't know. That could be physical evidence but I really think they're a dimensional being. What do you think?
Yes, I very much agree. As you were sharing that information, what came to me to share was um, they're very much multidimensional beings, and in a dimension other than the physical one that we live in at the moment as a collective, they're they're very quote unquote real. Okay, just as real, quote unquote. That to me gets into a whole other ball game, just even using that term, but we'll steer away from that. But what came was, as we have seen since the collective shifted, the collective consciousness
Mm-hmm.
shifted at the 12-21-12. Okay, what we have noticed is all of a sudden, all of these, I mean, let's just take space exploration as an example, right? Suddenly, within a few years just before and then the years since that shift of the collective into the fifth dimensional frequency, suddenly it's like they're discovering planets left and right. It's like pun sort of intended here. They're falling out of the sky.
That's very cool.
And I equate that with, we'll use, I think most of us have kind of heard that story told of when Columbus and his ships and then after him, the conquistadors and stuff sailed to the Americas, or what's known as the Americas now, and the people, other than the shaman, couldn't even see the boats coming toward them on the horizon because it was something that didn't exist within their reality. It wasn't
Mm-hmm.
a frequency that they resonated with. Well, this is, to me, the exact same thing that has transpired since the collective shifted. In other words, all of these planets and all of these, I mean, look at all the archaeological finds that are just daily being found and like, oh my gosh, look what we just dug up. They were always there. It's just
We
we
haven't
weren't in
seen it.
resonance enough to see them. Well, we can see them now. And I see the thing with the dragons is the exact same way. There was a time within the collective's reality that there was, we'll use the term, physical interaction with dragons. But as we moved away in frequency resonance from their reality, we lost the ability to do that. So now we are just, as a collective, moving back toward that way.
What I'm noticing, and just building up on what you're saying, I almost sound like one of those ancient alien people, on the media, is that in the Chinese and let's say the Mayan or the Aztec cultures, just per se, or
Okay.
Peruvian cultures,
Yeah.
there's always dragons, and it's always
Always.
associated with royalty. In the Chinese culture, the
Yes.
ancient rulers were descended from dragons.
Yes.
The other cultures, if they had the same premise, I'm not sure. I'm just very
Well,
much interested in the Chinese
yeah.
cultures. But then they would say ancient alien theorist, or I love that one,
Yeah.
propose propose that they were extraterrestrial per se, but it could be
Right.
multi-dimensional
Mhm.
beings
Mhm.
the people had contact with. And like you said, people weren't ready. So maybe since that shift, we can bring it out and have people perceive different because people are now perceiving unicorns. They're
Right.
perceiving elementals.
Right. We're coming back into a closer resonance, and it's of with the Devic kingdoms.
Mm-hmm.
What we refer to as the Devic kingdoms. This includes, plants, animals, minerals, all of these things, all the different Devic kingdoms. And really, we lost that connection when we lost our sacred attachment uh, to the earth and our sacred attachment to the higher spiritual frequency realms. And it's just a part. This is not a judgment or anything like that. This is just a part of the journey of humanity through the dimensional frequencies of earth. This is a school. We're here to learn. We're here to experience, really more experience than learn, because the truth of the matter is we already know all of this. We're just experiencing it in a different way.
I think our eyes are being cleared a little bit more,
right,
so that we're eliminating a little bit of the fear factor.
Right.
Because fear, dragons were feared. They came up with the fire that burned the villages, people swaying in them,
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
But,
well, dragon energy, first of all, I've been working with dragons for, oh my goodness, over 30 years. Yeah.
Let's not reveal your age.
Yeah, long time. Let's just say a long time. But oh my God, they are such amazing beings. But as a child, dragons fascinated me. I think a lot of us as human children, we start out with unicorns a lot of times. You see that very common with Earth children.
And the rainbow.
Yes, because unicorns are just so soft and sweet and gentle, and and they are this youthful innocence energy.
Mm-hmm.
Dragons are very as my personal journey just a little bit moved forward in age a little, and I really had this really strong connection to, say, as an early teen, griffins. Loved griffins, really was drawn to them. And then just by, probably mid-teen to late teen, then the dragons appeared. And as I look back just in, my personal journey, I'm not saying this has to be this way for everyone. This was just my personal journey. I realized that was just simply what I was ready for. And these were the elemental beings, we'll just use that term, that were coming to teach me and lead me and help me.
Okay, we're going to have to...
Bringing you the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio, your conscious lifestyle on steroids. Simone Milasas would like you to know that business can be fun, which is why she wrote the book, Joy of Business. What if you could have the joy of business rather than the stress and struggle? Most of the time, the only thing stopping you from a thriving business is you. In the Joy of Business book, Simone gives you access consciousness tools and pragmatic ways to get out of your own way and to create the business, life, and living you know is possible and beyond what this reality says is achievable. Business is joy. It's creation. It's generative. It can be the adventure of living. You can purchase your copy of the book through Amazon or Joy of Business website, www.accessjoyofbusiness.com.
Matt Connerton here. Join Jen Coffey and I twice a week for Matt Connerton Unleashed, a political talk show that's a little different than what you're used to. No liberal or conservative agenda here, just an honest dialogue about truth and how things really work in the world of politics. Matt Connerton Unleashed, every Tuesday and Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio.
Welcome to The Gathering Around My Kitchen Table on Equilarium FM, Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Join my guests as we integrate spirituality into everyday reality with vibrant conversations, inspired interviews, and my latest channeled guidance to inspire and brighten your day. I'm Claire Johnson, and together we'll be raising vibrations across the nations.
Being a radio host on IOM FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network. Free your mind. Expand your soul. OMTimes Radio, IOM FM.
We're back with Essence, and I think we're here to open everybody's minds and say, dragons are here and waiting to be seen. people with crystal skulls have even been buying these mineral and quartz figurines of dragon heads because they're all drawn to them. But I think the dragons want to know, okay, we're not little artifacts here. We're an energy. And if you're going to have these things, let us, connect with the figure that you have. Let's say it's a dragon skull or crystal or something. And let's make this useful. Dragon energy is clearing. It's very protective. And it's very healing. And I think that's what Sweet Pea is here. This nice little dragon saying, we're love. We're here to help you on your journey.
Yes. Yeah.
And just your journey from where you left off. I think many people are in the same position. I was a unicorn person. Mm-hmm. And then for some odd reason, I'd be in these stores and you look in these, shells and I have these little dragons. I'm thinking, isn't that cute? I started collecting them. And then way later in my journey, this is why I have dragons all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah. Dragons are very protective. They're protective. They're earth protectors. I mean, they are ancient. They have been here associated with earth since her inception. They're very much a part of the earth energies. They're also protectors of spiritual knowledge. Making sure that it doesn't become contaminated and corrupted with false information. They're very protective of spiritual knowledge and information. And the one thing that I have personally seen and found over the years, and that is, let's just say, is definitely a truth to me, is that if someone wants to work with dragons, they must hold pure intent.
Oh, yeah.
Because dragons will not abide deceit, and they know deceit when they see it, smell it, feel it. I mean,
I think that's why there were so many stories with the dragons and the fire breath. A lot of people got burned.
Could possibly well be, yes. Because, as reality shifted, during those times, that's a whole other program.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be a continuation.
Yeah, and but like I said, and they guard. These are my personal experiences of working with dragons over the years, and that's really all that I can share is, they guard the entrances because they are earth guardians and guardians of the sacred knowledge, universal knowledge, especially as related to earth and our place within our universe and even the multidimensional realms. They stand entrance to, we'll just use the term like the inner sanctums where this sacred knowledge is held. And, you have to, like I said, you have to be of pure intent before you're going to be granted access to this sacred information. And you have to, and like I said, I'm sharing my personal experiences. You have to prove yourself to the dragons.
Yeah, if you're going to ask them something,
right?
You have to. I totally agree. It has to be the right intention, because just a little bit about my journey. When I was bringing all over these sacred items to my home, one day I'm looking, we have a large field out there, and I'm looking, I saw this huge white dragon. I'm going, okay, Allayah, you're really flipping out now. But no, it was real. And, I put it off. This could be my imagination.
Yeah.
And then one night, out of my I'm looking out my bedroom window, and I see this big yellow eye looking in. Now I'm really flipping out.
Yeah.
But I came to realize that this white dragon, she holds a lot of mother energy. And like she said, they protect the area, they protect the sanctuary here. And
Yes.
we finally got to the point, don't be afraid, don't flip out, you're not seeing things.
Yeah.
And now I rely on her a lot to, protect. We were talking about this in private protect the perimeters.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You've had that in your own experience too.
Yes. Her name is, I call her, or I say whatever, my main dragon. Okay.
Right.
She's very large, because dragons is the other thing. Dragons, in a sense of, they're like people in the sense of their size. They're from very small, like sweet pea,
Yes.
to extremely large.
Yes.
And Mithras is the matriarch, let's just say, of the dragons that I work with. And she is very large, and, very quickly, a personal experience I had with Mithras, because she guards our property. And many years ago, when Hurricane Rita came through here, we're worst part of the country hit by it, very, very devastated here. A friend and I, who also works with dragons and stuff, and she was here actually taking shelter, and then this ended up being hit worse than where she lived. But so we were doing some work and calling Mithras, and I saw Mithras just raise her wings, and because she lays with her head at the front of our property, and then her spine runs down the center of the property in sort of this S shape, and her tail curls back up around, and she lays there sleeping, resting most of the time. But when called upon to protect the property, she raised her wings and just enfolded her wings over the property. Well, long story short, the hurricane hit. It was devastating. The whole power grid in this area was taken down for a month, totally. There, we had almost no damage at all, nothing to speak of, as far as our buildings, our home, our vehicles, all of these things that many other people had completely destroyed. I have a ceremonial circle that I've done work within for many, many years, and held ceremony and things like that there, and done energy work within. Everything that was sitting within that circle, and we purposely put a lot of things in the center of it, didn't even move. Now, we're talking about physically 115 mile an hour plus winds, and nothing moved. So I personally have no doubt of the protective powers of dragons.
Yeah, so you have your counterpart on the east here, another crazy lady. I mean, we're trying to say we're two very sensible women most of the time.
Yes. Believe it or not.
And the same thing when in New Jersey with Hurricane Sandy and all the devastation. Like I said, we are surrounded, my property, with trees. And Sandy it was the same thing. I'm calling upon the standing ones, the trees, and I'm calling upon. I have never been given a name for my white dragon. I just know she's kind of mother energy, and she's here. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm calling everybody. This is, protect this area, because I'm thinking of all this, ancient energy I have in my home. Thinking, oh my God, you made it all these thousands of years. Let's not, destroy them. And similar experience, they rise to action. Like my white dragon, she's in the backfield there in the woods, and she kind of encompassed, I don't know, to me, she's so humongous. She looks like miles. She can, about like hundreds and hundreds of feet.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you almost can hear her feet, standing up like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
And the spreading of the wings, and to help buffer the storm. And we were very lucky too. We had one or
Right.
two huge trees go down, but away from the house.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I was just going to go at. We're not crazy. Dragons exist, so we want to bring out. They can be, if you have pure intentions,
Right.
to call upon them.
Right.
So you want to add to that. Like I said, I figured I'd back you up with another crazy lady here.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
So you're
That's
not.
what friends are for, isn't it?
Yeah, you're not alone. But what did
You know.
I know? We're going to be hanging into the next thing, but
Yeah.
before we get into other things, I want you in the next commercial. After the next commercial, we were saying about Lion Gate should be named Dragon Gate. This is what I want to get into.
Okay.
And if you can explain
Oh,
it,
you're going to get us in trouble.
I know. Well, we bring out new ideas, so we're just asking, open your mind to it, right?
Yeah, right.
So you took an amazing picture, and we'll talk about dragon energy here, and the fire energy here. I mean, if we're going to go for it, let's go for it.
Hey, let's go for it. I've always been one to go to the edge of the cliff and jump off, because it's like you just got to know what's out there.
Yeah, and then wonder, are my wings working or not?
Well, they haven't failed me yet. I may have bumped around a time or two, but, overall, I'm still here.
Well, I'm glad because, like I said, there's so much on dragons. I think we'll have a show on dragons.
Yeah.
We're just touching base with people to say, we respect them and want you to open your mind to them. And we'll be back with us in shortly.
Bringing you the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio, your conscious lifestyle on steroids. The number one reason girls drop out of school in sub-Saharan Africa is lack of access to feminine hygiene products. The Pads for Schoolgirls Project, an outreach of Humanity Healing International, is changing this paradigm by setting up sewing programs at schools, teaching girls a vocational skill, while producing the reusable pads that help keep them attending classes. The girls pay it forward by making and giving pad kits to other girls in need. To learn more, visit humanityhealing.org. Humanity Healing is where your heart is.
Do you have time to read that inspiring book or that blog post you've been meaning to get to? In your busy world, how do you improve yourself and keep your life going? I'm Lisa Kay, and my Between Heaven and Earth radio show can transform your life just by listening. Be uplifted with inspiring topics, positive stories, and ideas that really work. Between Heaven and Earth Radio is conscious living for your soul, every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time.
Imagine receiving healing, vibration-raising energy as you listen to the radio, energy that flows effortlessly to you. Imagine exploring all things metaphysical, sharing in an ongoing adventure. Join me, Karen Smoot, along with my co-hosts Lisa Victorson and Wendy Weber for Immersion into Source every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Home Radio.
Being a radio host on IOM-FM allows you to build your show on a rich platform with the power of the internet to fulfill your outreach goals and connect with a very specialized and global online audience, unlimited by time and distance. OMTimes Radio will provide you with web relevance, a recognizable conscious brand, and with the standard of excellence that has accompanied every single OMTimes endeavor. Host your show with OMTimes Radio Network. Free your mind. Expand your soul. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
I'm back here with my friend Essence, and both Essence and I have agreed we're changing the term from Lion Gate to Dragon Gate. I don't know if anybody's going to agree with this. But
Oh, well, that's all right. We can use it if it makes us feel better.
I don't know if it's going to make us feel better. I think the roaring of the fire
Yeah.
dragons were acting up. And I know in the future, I'm gonna ask that since, we'll do another show on the how to connect with dragons. We're
Oh, that
just
would, yeah.
touching bases. Like,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Because dragon riding, oh my goodness, one of my favorite
yeah,
pastimes. Yeah.
yeah, no,
So,
we got far more shows to do on dragons. But you took a picture before we get into Dragon Gate.
yes. Okay.
Explain what had happened.
Okay. Yesterday during the Lions Dragon Gate,
You're shook.
ever the I can't think of my word here, but anyway, I'm just trying to make everybody happy, I guess. I was actually on the porch, on the phone, on Facebook, kind of in a meditative,
Zoned
answering
out.
people zone, doing that thing. And I hear, take a picture of the sun, so I'm like, okay, I mind pretty well most of the time.
I know that feeling.
So I get up and I walk, to an area where, because like I said, I live, in a wooded area where I can see. And of course, I'm in East Texas. It was about 105 yesterday, and very, very bright sun. So I literally used the phone. I mean, I can't, look at the sun obviously and, see it. So I just use my phone, I hold it up, and I figure, okay, well, if the phone will block the sun from my eyes, then I must be in alignment for the picture,
Mm-hmm.
And I take 3 pictures. Probably, click, click, click. So literally, we're going to say 4 or 5 seconds apart, right? And actually, I'm going to share the other 2 online, on Facebook, just so you can see them, because the third one, which is the one that I shared, I mean, when I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, look at this. And to me, I'm like you, Allayah, I saw a dragon. I saw a dragon literally breathing out the sun and these rays in this almost cross-like, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, you'd have
that you
to
could see the light. Yeah, you really have to see it because it speaks for itself. But it was like this,
physical evidence.
Yeah, it was breathing open the Lion's Gate. It was wild. And what you couldn't see in that picture, but what you can see in the first picture on the other side because you can see just the beginning on the first picture of, like I said, I'm like you. I saw a dragon. I see a dragon. I can't help it. I see a dragon.
Yay.
But I'll be honest, I see a dragon. But I see this dragon. You can see just the kind of a part of his face. And on the other side of the sun, you see this image that I can only describe as my first thought, honestly, was Ixchel.
Okay.
The Mayan goddess, crone goddess, Ixchel. Okay. Or another image that I'm going to make a little noise here and let my cat out because she's driving me crazy. Sorry. The other thing it reminded me of, made me think it was a Kachina doll, a Kachina.
And they both have to do with the sun and...
Yes. And one on either side of the full Lion's Gate opening in that picture. I have to say, I got chills on me now just even describing it. to me, it was amazing. And to me, yeah, physical evidence.
Well, the thing is, I mean, not everybody is on Facebook, but
No.
if you put it on your website, which
It is on my
is,
website. It is on my website.
right, would you tell people what your website is so they can check
Yes.
it out?
Okay. And it's a little long, so bear with me, but it is www, of course, ShambahalaNewEarth.com. And let me spell it for you because I spell it differently. Is Shambahalla newearth.com.
Okay. And then for a lot of people on these shows, you can connect with us on our timelines, which mine is Allayah Fresh, and you have Essence, and you can spell out your whole name so I don't mess it out.
Okay. Yeah, it's Essence Catharis. So it's Essence, Essence, and then Catharis is Katharas.
I mention all this because if you love dragons, you really want to know more about them.
Right.
Check out Essence on Facebook and on her webpage, because then she'll have these pictures and you can see for yourself that we're not just two Looney Tune people here. That no, in all seriousness, I really believe that dragons came up because they're saying, okay, it's time. People are ready to really work with us.
Yeah. And the other thing about that picture that I really spoke to me was the fact that it was taken at exact noon.
Yeah.
Exact noon on the Lion Dragon's Gate. For me, I don't think from now on I can just say Lion's Gate. I'm going to have to say Lion Dragon's Gate,
Yeah.
I'm going to be, try to be kind of politically correct here, but I got to go with the dragon thing.
Yeah, once you see it, I mean, I think the even thing with Lionsgate, that's probably the old perimeters, the old definitions. I mean, we had all that information about Cecil the Lion, and if you really look further into it, it's bringing out the elemental energies.
It is.
Which dragons are a part of, the elemental energies.
Yeah.
So it's time we kind of, like you said, be politically correct and kind of merge right now, but maybe a little later.
Right. Yeah. Because, we were talking earlier about, there are all the Devic kingdoms, and we're all familiar, or the vast majority of people, especially in this belief system, with the Devic kingdoms, the elemental kingdoms, of there's the flora, which is, the plant Devic kingdom, the fauna, the animal, the mineral, but then the one that has, and this is the one that the dragons exist within, and many, many other wonderful beings, and that's the mythic kingdom, or the mythological kingdom. And that one has just gotten pushed away into non-existence,
make-believe,
make-believe, right, exactly. And that's okay. That's all okay. That's all as it should have been for the time periods that humanity was moving through and all of these things. But now it's reawakening and it's resurfacing, just like we're talking about.
I mean, I agree, because like I said, I'm very involved with the Crystal Skull community.
Right.
And a big thing is the crystal skull in form of a dragon head.
Yes.
And people absolutely love them. But my point is, well, let's find out how to really connect with them and use the dragon energy in your earth guardianship.
Right. Then one thing while we were on break that I did think of, I wanted to mention real quick.
Sure.
Is for people who are interested in starting to work with dragons. We've given a little bit of information here, basic information, but really, like we said, the dragons are the keepers and protectors of spiritual knowledge for this planet. Okay. Mm-hmm. And if you will just approach them with the proper respect, okay, just like you would respect anyone or anything else, and ask them to show you, or to teach you, or to be a teacher or a guide, they're more than happy to.
I think, like you say, it's not to come as, well, I don't know, really believe this, but let me ask anyhow. Well, that's not going to work. If you come from an open heart and go, I really want to understand.
Right.
I think you'll definitely get an answer, because this is why Essence and I were really pushing. This is the time now. We've all been bumped up in our light codes and everything, and our understanding. We realize there's more to things than just black and white.
Right.
There's a bigger perspective, and this dragon energy is real.
Yes.
And it's available to help you on your spiritual path.
It really is. It really is. Yeah.
So it's time. And that's why I got Sweet Pea. She came out. I mean, she could be.
she's so adorable.
She could be 100 feet tall.
Yeah.
In her dimension. But she figures, well, let me not freak people out too much. You got this little thing, blowing smoke hearts.
Right.
How gentle, but as loving as they are, as protective of the planet they are. Like Essence said, you gotta come from the right space. If you're gonna say, well, I'm gonna use, connect with the dragon, and he's gonna get,
he's gonna give me power to do this or that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not happening. I mean, that's the old, magician stuff. That's not happening, and we're all beyond that now. I mean, we should be. If we're not, well, you'll have a few lessons in between.
Well, as a collective, we're moving that way.
No, we are getting better, and this lion dragon gate.
Yes,
I think the fire energy has burned a lot of wisdom into us, and we're going to get back. We're going to touch upon her numerology for the lion dragon gate.
Bringing you the best of the conscious minds in the world. OMTimes Radio, your conscious lifestyle on steroids. Have you ever wondered how to change your love paradigm? The secret key is finding a love partnership, not just a regular connection. How do you find these? Through conscious relationships. Ascending Hearts Dating is a dating site for people like you that believes in second chances and a different type of spiritual connection. Try Ascending Hearts for free today at ascendinghearts.com and change your love paradigm. Ascending Hearts, the premier dating community for the spiritually awake.
Eros Evolution is where sexuality and spirituality meets. Join me, clinical sexologist Martha Tara Lee, on Eros Evolution on Thursdays, 4 p.m. Eastern on OMTimes Radio.
Hi, this is Sylvia Henderson, intuitive life coach and energy healer. Are you ready to elevate and rise way above your normal? Be sure to listen to my show, Intuitive Transformations, on OMTimes Radio, Sunday evenings at 9 p.m. Eastern. Get the inspiration you need to transform your life.
Host your show on IOM-FM, the radio network of OMTimes Media, one of the more recognized brand names in the conscious community, and is backed by the extensive marketing reach of OMTimes. Hosting a show on IOM-FM immediately connects you with our extensive dedicated community. Free your mind. Expand your soul. OMTimes Radio. IOM-FM.
Back with Essence, and before I bring her on again, I want to let you know I have a lot of respect for this woman. She's very multi-talented. And even the last name, I was just looking at my notes, and the signature names of spirit, our spiritual names that are given to us. I had told her, this is what I saw. It was like Ka means light. The means sound, and Ra means one. So just that alone shows where her path is. So I know we make light of the dragons and stuff, but I have serious respect for her opinions. So now, dear lady.
Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you.
Well, no,
And
it's true.
and it is reciprocated. You know that. You do great work.
I appreciate that. But, this is part of our service to help bring out.
It's why we're here. Yes. Yes.
So now to get into the Lion Dragon Gate numerology. I mean, like I said, we were laughing because, showing each other's company. But
right.
What is Metatronic numerology in about 2 or 3 words?
Oh, okay. Well, I'll make it as quick as possible. Metatronic numerology, okay, is it's an advanced it's an advanced form of the sacred art of numerology that we as a collective once had access to. In other words, we knew, we were familiar with, but as the collective moved into deeper density rounds, we lost access to this information, to this part of using numerology in this fashion. Okay. The way it came to me, first of all, it's part of my sacred contractual work to bring it back into the collective reality at this point in time. So that to me is very exciting for all of us, simply because that means we are moving forward. I mean, we know in many, many areas we are being reawakened to, remembering, reintroduced to, whatever term you want to use, a lot of ancient information that we did once have access to. But like I said, just, as we went into the deeper density rounds, lost access to it. And so in a nutshell, that's what Metatronic numerology is. It was, have been a traditional numerologist for over 30 years, over 35 years now, actually. And back in 2011, I began consciously working with aspects of self and other multidimensional beings that I lovingly refer to as the Q4. They're just my group of spiritual guides, okay? And they are the ones who showed me this. And it amazes me even daily as I've worked with this numerology over the years, and I'm still learning. I mean, there's so much information that can be garnered just from the use of this sacred form of numerology that it boggles my mind. And even as I work with it, I've been working with it, for 4 years, over 4 years. Mm-hmm. And I still, they constantly, it's kind of like, as soon as I get comfortable with, a facet of it, and using it and using it in the reports and the interpretations and things, then they show me a whole other, they widen the perspective, and and I go, oh my gosh, really? You can do this too? So yeah.
So what I would like to get in before I can't. Okay. We're almost at the end of the show too.
Yeah, I know. But it's the dragons. That's how dragons are.
Yeah, when they tell you, let's bring this up, it happens. But the 888
right.
Dragon Gate. Now, what did you learn from this as far as the numerology?
Okay. Oh my goodness. Like I said, there's so much information. First of all, if anyone wants to read the full report, they can go to the websites, the Metatronic Numerology Frequency Report for this Lion's Gate. Also very much associated with is the information that's in the report before that about the blue moon, because the blue moon really brought us the frequencies. And when I say frequencies, we're talking frequency energies that are of assistance, okay, to us. So the blue moon brought us the energy of getting us prepared to be ready for the new codes that come in with each Lion's Gate, because this Lion's Dragon Gate portal opens every year at this time, and what it is it always brings us new codes for us to use in the next year as we move forward in not only our individual spiritual awakening process and growth, but our collective awakening process and growth. Okay. The things to me that really stand out that I'll touch on really briefly, always associated with any Lion Dragon's Gate opening, is sacred geometry. I'm sorry, I'm just going to have to go there. It's sacred geometry. Okay, it's very much a part about this portal opening. Okay, so this one this year was very special. We haven't. Oh my God, there's so much related to it. That Venus-Jupiter alignment was a part of this. The Pluto flyby that we did. Uranus, the planet Uranus, really sent some frequencies in. And remember, Uranus rules Aquarius, and here we are moving into the opening days of the age of Aquarius. And the reason this is so significant with this Venus Jupiter alignment associated with this whole Lion's Dragon Gate, okay, is because the last time we had one that was this significant was a little over 2,000 years ago, when we as a collective were moving into the Piscean age.
Okay.
So that's a really big thing.
Well, I was
go ahead.
thinking just briefly, because I know you have more to share on this.
That's
when I was thinking of this portal, you have the 3 8s. Now, 3 forms a triangle, a trinity,
right?
And that's a direct focus,
right?
Which these energy hits. Okay, now I'll keep quiet.
No. It's all in there. Like I said, there's so much information. I mean, we truly could have done a whole show just on those frequencies. I mean, it's just so much information.
I think people are rattled.
Yeah.
In this, and that's why I think we laughingly call it the Dragon Gate, because there was so much fire burning off residue on the 3 levels: the emotional, physical, spiritual.
Right. And very much this Dragon's Gate was about releasing what no longer serves. Okay, they always are. But this one was intense. Like I said, if for no other reason, just that whole 2,000 year thing. Okay. So, and it was very much about, and today is too, just as a FYI, about relationships. Cleaning up, releasing relationships. One thing that really, and because I mean, in my reports, they get to be so lengthy, I kind of have to just choose a stopping point, and so some of the information that I didn't get to put in that report is, now last year was a 7 frequency year, and 7 is about us taking on self-responsibility. So there was a lot of that last year. This year is an 8 frequency year. It's about our physical reality. It's about setting your physical reality the way you want it to be, and associated with several other things, a quadruple tetrad being one of them, bottom line, for the next 16 years. So this year, it's extremely important that you get your physical reality where you want it, because it's basically going to be leading how you live the next 16 years.
Yeah, good grief.
Yeah. So the thing is, it's time to take on responsibility of our co-creating our reality. Okay. And the big thing is in that, because we've been doing that. Everybody's getting better at that, okay? But now it's time to start seriously rewriting our story. You can't keep telling the same old story and expecting to create a reality that's any different than the one that currently exists.
That's true. It's true.
So that's very much about what the codes that came in with this Lion's Gate are about. Okay, to be working with for the next year. It's time to start rewriting our story. And that means individually and collectively.
Yeah, and since I know we only got about 2 minutes, unfortunately,
Okay.
what I want to do is, if first of all, it's easier to get hold of her if you can't get hold of her website.
Right.
Go on Facebook. I mean, that would be worthwhile, just joining Facebook to connect with some of the people on it, for spiritual purposes. She is on as, go spell your name again.
Essence, ESSENCE, Catharas, KATHARAS.
All right, she has a large presence on Facebook, and she has a new group about, the original indigos, the first wave. They're awakening to, what they're doing. I mean, that's something to check out also. And
that's been amazing. The first wave Blu-ray indigos are coming together. That's been amazing.
I was going to say, and if you can, that's why I keep on stressing, get on Facebook. Check us out, because it's easier to access this information for the show, because I'm all over the place on Facebook.
Yeah.
And Essence has many sites, many groups, and you'll be able to, sign up for her reports.
Right.
And it's the end of the show, and you got to come back again.
I'd love to, Allayah. Thank you. I've enjoyed myself so much. It's always amazing speaking with you.
Okay. Well, we're going to be, we're going to have you back on again, to get scheduled and to have more fun about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.